How to talk with anyone. Lily often watched the world pass by, a silent observer in a bustling city. She yearned to connect, to share her thoughts, but a language barrier felt like an invisible wall around her. English, the global lingua franca, seemed an insurmountable challenge, a mountain too high to climb. Her quiet nature often made her feel isolated and unheard. Every attempt to engage in even the simplest conversations felt awkward and terrifying. The words would tangle on her tongue, her vocabulary felt too small, and grammar rules danced mockingly out of reach. She observed how smoothly others interacted, their effortless exchanges a stark contrast to her own internal struggle. The fear of making mistakes paralyzed her. How to talk with anyone, she often wondered, her heart pounding at the mere thought of initiating a dialogue. This anxiety wasn't just about English, it was about genuine human connection, amplified by her perceived linguistic shortcomings and lack of confidence. One quiet evening, while browsing online, she stumbled upon various articles and videos. How to talk to anyone in English, one captivating title read, sparking a tiny flicker of hope within her. She realized merely wishing for change was insufficient, active steps were undeniably required for progress. A deep breath, then a resolute nod. "I must try," she whispered, her determination finally outweighing her fear. She knew this journey wouldn't be easy, but the desire to break free from her linguistic cage was now stronger than any apprehension she had previously felt. Her initial strategy was simple yet powerful: listen and practice. She immersed herself in English podcasts, movies, and interviews, not just as entertainment, but as a dedicated learning tool. She paid close attention to pronunciation, intonation, and natural speech patterns of native speakers. She wasn't just passively hearing, she was actively listening, noting down unfamiliar phrases and expressions. This intense listening phase helped her brain absorb the rhythm and melody of English, slowly demystifying how people speak English in authentic, everyday situations. Soon, she started shadowing speakers, repeating sentences under her breath, trying to match their speed and accent. This English talking practice felt silly at first, but she noticed a significant improvement in her articulation and the flow of her own spoken English over time. Next, she integrated English story reading into her routine. She began with simple children's books, gradually progressing to short stories and then more complex novels. Reading expanded her vocabulary and helped her understand sentence structure within context. Every new word she encountered during her reading sessions was meticulously noted down in a dedicated journal. She didn't just write definitions, she wrote example sentences, ensuring she understood the word's usage in different contexts, reinforcing her learning. Her primary goal shifted from mere accuracy to how to improve your fluency. She understood that speaking smoothly, even with minor errors, was more effective for communication than painstakingly perfect but slow sentences. Speed and naturalness became her new targets. The fear of making mistakes gradually diminished as she embraced the idea that errors were part of the learning process. Each misstep became a valuable lesson, guiding her closer to accurate and confident expression, not a reason to halt progress. Lily realized that listening and reading were foundational, but actual speaking was paramount. She actively sought out opportunities for English talking practice, even if it meant starting small and feeling uncomfortable initially, pushing herself beyond her comfort zone. Her first brave step into speaking was through online language exchange platforms. She found partners from various countries, which provided a safe, low-pressure environment to practice her nascent English skills and build initial confidence. She specifically looked for opportunities on these platforms to how to talk to people in pairs, as this mimicked real-life conversations better than simply rehearsing alone. These one-on-one interactions were incredibly beneficial for direct application. Sometimes, her online partners would set up structured conversation topics, which helped her prepare vocabulary and ideas beforehand. This reduced some initial anxiety, allowing her to focus on improving her spontaneous communication skills during the actual chat. As her confidence grew, she started engaging in brief exchanges at local coffee shops or tourist spots. Even a simple, "Hello, how are you?" felt like a huge victory, boosting her self-esteem and motivating further progress. She recorded some of her online conversations, listening back to identify areas for improvement. This self-assessment was crucial for understanding her common errors in pronunciation, grammar, and even intonation, providing clear targets. Lily noticed that, how people speak English involved many idioms and colloquialisms not found in textbooks. She began actively researching these expressions, integrating them into her mental lexicon for more natural conversation. She also started appreciating the cultural nuances embedded within the language. Understanding these subtleties helped her interpret conversations more accurately and respond appropriately, enhancing her overall communication effectiveness. The journey of how to learn English became a fascinating adventure, not a tedious chore. Each new word, each successful conversation, fueled her enthusiasm and reaffirmed her decision to dedicate herself to this pursuit. She moved beyond rigid grammar rules, understanding that communication was often about conveying meaning and intent, rather than absolute grammatical perfection. This shift in mindset significantly reduced her speaking anxiety. Consistency was key. She dedicated at least an hour every day to English practice, whether it was listening, reading, or speaking. This unwavering commitment ensured steady, incremental progress over weeks and months. Occasionally, she'd encounter the strange argument, "Why you should not learn English," citing difficulties or perceived irrelevance. But her own experience starkly contradicted this notion, proving its immense value. She realized these negative voices often came from those who hadn't experienced the profound benefits of linguistic connection. English wasn't just a language, it was a bridge to global information, diverse cultures, and new opportunities. Learning English opened up a world of new resources, from academic papers to international news, previously inaccessible to her. Her understanding of global affairs deepened, broadening her perspective significantly. Most importantly, her ability to how to talk with anyone transformed her social life. She could now engage with tourists, make friends with international students, and participate in global online communities without hesitation. There were clear milestones in her journey to how to improve your fluency. One day, she realized she was thinking directly in English, without translating from her native language, a truly liberating moment of linguistic freedom. Her conversations became more spontaneous and less effortful. She could articulate complex ideas, share personal stories, and even crack jokes in English, something she once believed was utterly impossible for her. The transformation was not just linguistic, it was deeply personal. Her newfound ability to communicate effectively boosted her overall confidence, empowering her in all aspects of life, far beyond mere language skills. Professionally, doors that were previously closed now swung open. She could apply for international roles, attend global conferences, and network with professionals worldwide, enhancing her career prospects significantly. Inspired by her own progress, Lily began sharing her experiences with others who struggled. She advocated for active English talking practice and emphasized the importance of consistent effort and patience. She often reiterated the importance of listen and practice, highlighting how deep listening lays the groundwork for effective speaking. Understanding others is the first step towards being understood yourself. Lily encouraged beginners not to fear mistakes, but to embrace them as stepping stones. Every error is a lesson, she'd say, a chance to refine your understanding and improve your expression. She advised reading English stories aloud, even to an empty room. This simple act combines reading comprehension with speaking practice, helping to solidify pronunciation and intonation patterns for better fluency. She stressed the power of imitation, suggesting learners choose a favorite speaker or actor and try to mimic their speech. Repetition builds muscle memory for the mouth and tongue, crucial for clear articulation. Her core message was daily immersion. Even 15 minutes a day of active engagement, be it a podcast, a news article, or a short conversation, accumulates into substantial progress over time. For those asking how to talk to people in pairs, she recommended finding a dedicated language partner, either online or locally. Mutual support and regular conversation create an ideal learning environment. Instead of overwhelming herself with the vastness of English, Lily learned to set small, achievable goals. Mastering 5 new words a week or having a 5-minute conversation felt manageable and celebrated. She realized how people speak English varies widely by accent and region. Listening to diverse accents from different parts of the world helped her become a more adaptable and understanding listener. Beyond words, she paid attention to nonverbal cues and body language, which are integral to communication in any language. Understanding these elements enhanced her overall comprehension and response. The greatest reward was the sheer joy of genuine connection. Being able to laugh at a joke, comfort a friend, or debate an idea, all in English, was profoundly satisfying and truly enriching. Lily now understood that learning English, or any language, is a lifelong journey. There's always more to discover, more nuances to grasp, and more fluent ways to express herself, an endless adventure. Her linguistic journey also cultivated a deeper sense of empathy. Understanding different perspectives, expressed in English, allowed her to connect with people from diverse backgrounds on a more profound level. She became a go-to person for her friends seeking advice on how to improve your fluency. Her practical tips and unwavering encouragement inspired many to embark on their own English learning journeys. What once seemed like her greatest weakness, her inability to communicate in English, had transformed into one of her greatest strengths. It was a testament to perseverance and focused effort. She no longer just listened passively to conversations, she actively participated, contributing her thoughts and opinions with growing confidence. Her voice, once silent, now resonated clearly. The initial self-doubt that plagued her had been replaced by a quiet confidence. She knew that even on difficult days, her consistent English talking practice would lead her forward. Her story became an inspiration, showing that learning how to talk to anyone in English is achievable for anyone willing to put in the time and effort. Her journey was a beacon of hope. Lily felt like a true global citizen, connected to the world in a way she never imagined possible. English was not just a skill, it was a passport to a wider, richer existence. She often shared that the process itself was as rewarding as the outcome. The small victories, the continuous learning, the new friendships, all were part of an incredible, transformative experience. Looking back, the initial thought of why you should not learn English seemed utterly ridiculous. The benefits far outweighed any perceived challenges, opening up endless possibilities. Her daily routine still included dedicated time for listen and practice, ensuring her skills remained sharp and continued to evolve. Learning was no longer a task, but a beloved habit. Every conversation was a new opportunity, every interaction a chance to deepen her understanding of how people speak English. Her life was undeniably richer and more connected than ever before. Lily, once silent, now spoke with newfound confidence and joy, a living testament to the power of consistent English talking practice and the determination to truly communicate with anyone.